you have shown some very impressive numbers. One particular campaign resulted in annual number of donations. What was that the number?
About 3.7 million, yes.
That's incredible. And what's the population of Estonia again?
1.3.
So, yeah, that's almost 3 times. Everyone contributed to a campaign almost 3 times. Basically, the ads you are showing they are very striking and they are very in your face. And they are not brutal. In my opinion, they are not controversial. But there were some reports, there were some cases of people reporting the ads.
Yes, it can be very disturbing to some people because usually the stories which we're dealing with are very tragic.
But it's pretty crazy because, actually reporting an ad takes a lot of effort and dedication. Hello, welcome to another episode of a podcast that accompanies the 12th edition of Imagination Day held in Poland. The podcast is being produced by Papaya Films. My name is Wojtek Kawalik. I am the founder and creative director of Playground Warsaw, and I am here to talk with Mr. Madis Ots. I'm the founder and creative partner and creative director of an agency, Salama, from Estonia. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming over.
Thanks for asking me here.
So we've just watched a very nice presentation by yourself. It was dedicated entirely to pro bono work for one particular foundation. I'm going to read that here now. It is called Laste Fond. What is Laste Fond? What do
Means
they do?
Children's Foundation in Estonian. And what they do is they collect donations in order to finance such medical costs which the state for some reason doesn't cover.
Okay.
In short.
And so basically you are pretty much saving lives. And I don't mean it ironically because, in advertising, we often deal with a lot of fake case studies, agencies, just exploiting, social causes and so on. But that's not the case in your case because you have shown some very impressive numbers. One particular campaign resulted in annual number of donations. What was that the number? 3,690,000, yes?
About 3.7 million, yes.
That's incredible. And what's the population of Estonia again?
1.3.
So, yeah, that's almost 3 times. Everyone contributed to a campaign almost 3 times. But also, there was some controversy. There was a controversial aspect to it as well. Basically, the ads you are showing they are very striking and they are very in your face. And they are not brutal. In my opinion, they are not controversial. But there were some reports. There were some cases of people reporting the ads.
Yes, usually because they are straightforward. Very rarely do we dramatize the situations. We simply show the children exactly like they are. And yes, it can be very disturbing to some people because usually the stories which we're dealing with are very tragic.
But it's pretty crazy because, actually reporting an ad takes a lot of effort and dedication. Right?
Yes, absolutely, I agree, especially considering the fact that these ads are trying to improve or even save people's lives. So I really don't see how one can think that it's more important to complain about an ad than, if not help by donating, then at least by ignoring it.
Exactly, just ignore it if you don't like it. At the end of the day, the logic is very simple. The more people donate, the fewer of these ads appear because they, so why try to, stand in the way? And besides that, just to make sure, these ads are not super controversial. They basically just feature, sick children, and that's it, with some very clever headlines, especially the one, for example, about the vacation, right? And just as I mentioned before, they are very striking and they kind of they have this very authentic, not overly polished, side to it as well.
Yeah, we try to keep it realistic.
I think the empathy factor, you've got it nailed there, And how long has that relationship between you and the foundation?
Quarter of a century.
Quarter of a century already of a pro bono work.
They came to us from day one when the foundation was established. They came to the agency where I worked at the time. I worked there for 13 years. And they came to us, they had seen our work, they loved it, and they asked whether we could help them out too. And we said, yeah, even if it's pro bono. They were slightly worried that maybe an agency can't afford to get such results and do such work with absolutely no budget. But we said we'll find a way, and we have until this day. And as I said, I worked at the agency for 13 years, and from then on, wherever I went, the Children's Foundation came with me.
That must be very fulfilling in terms of
Absolutely.
satisfaction from work, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Because as I mentioned before, the works that you've shown, they don't really have, the typical telltales of, overblown case studies, it looks like it's real work, right? It doesn't have the cynical aspect to it that we are dealing in advertising with so often. So they just feel like very earnest and authentic, and that's why I mentioned that that it looks like there's a principle at play, right? Yeah. Which I imagine you would like to continue, and you're probably looking forward for to reach the half of the century. So next 25 years.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
How do you build a relationship like this with a client?
By trust, by effectiveness, results, by mutual understanding, basically.
Mm-hmm. There must be also a feeling of a shared mission, in fact, right?
Yeah, that too, obviously.
That you're doing that for something as well. You've mentioned that the ads you made a bunch of hours as well. But it doesn't look like that was the only aim. It looks like that all the values were in the right place. I have one more question. There's one more, and this is something that kind of will change subject a little bit. This is the question. This is one question I ask everybody. It's about technology. If you had a superpower, with a click of a finger, you could make one technology disappear from the world forever. Which technology would that be?
Have the people before me been able to answer it?
Yeah, well, everyone had it just as hard.
If I had some more time, maybe I would come up with something more interesting, but from the top of my head, touchscreens in cars, buttons are way better.
Oh, that's super interesting. That's a very no one came up with that answer yet. Someone answered today electric scooters, which was also very original. Usually people answer nuclear weapons or algorithms, social media, stuff like that. But touchscreens in cars, yes.
Now that you mention nuclear weapons, might be a better idea than touchscreens.
Thank you very much. So thank you for answering my questions. You have a great stay in Warsaw.
Thank
have
you.
a great
Thanks for
evening
having
today.
me.
And once again, thanks for keeping the flame of this pro bono work alive. Much appreciated. And I hope everyone from Poland donates to the Last Fund as well, because I think they accept international donations. I hope.
I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.